This evening we are making the one pan pesto olive pork chops. So the first thing I'm going to do is make the pesto out of, you take 2 cups of the olives, black olives, patted dry. Unfortunately I tasted these ones and they're just not quite as tasty as I want them to be. I think I'm a little bit of an olive snob now. So anyways, I'm putting in to the food processor 2 cups of olives. It calls for 2 cloves of garlic. I like garlic a lot, so I'm putting in 3. A little bit of olive oil, actually a lot of it, half a cup of olive oil. And then nutritional yeast. So this is gluten-free and vegan, and if you want a cheesy flavor, that kind of gives it, nutritional yeast will give you that flavor. So I've got that going in. Also, you can do this in a blender if you have that instead of a food processor. And I would highly recommend the Ninja blender. We've had one for 10 years and it's done very well. All right, so I'm just gonna mix this up. All right, next I'm going to chop up the green beans and the leeks and put them in. I think I told you this before, but I don't love tomatoes and I didn't buy enough for all the meals. So this meal is not gonna have any cherry tomatoes in it. All right, so most of the green beans made it into this bowl. Next, we're gonna do the leeks. I honestly don't cook with leeks very often, so I have rinsed these off. And then you're gonna cut them into a 1/2-inch medallion. If you had your cherry tomatoes, that's when you would toss this in now. And then we're going to add some of the pesto to it. All right, so my husband let me know that my 1/2-inch medallions were a little big, so I went ahead and cut them down. So you might just want to be careful on that because you want them to cook evenly. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our pesto. I'm just going to cover a little bit of the veggies with it, and then I'm going to do the pork chops separately. And I ended up butterflying the pork chops just because I had so much of it. This pesto, I feel like it's gonna go a long ways, so you might have some left over, and you can see I'm just kind of mixing it in there. And you can keep it in the fridge for up to 3 days. You can add it to eggs in the morning. All right. It would probably be so much prettier with some tomatoes in it. I'm just gonna put these on top. If you prefer, you can make a little space for your pork chops. All right, in the oven.